Hold on, my phone ringing. Hello? Who is this? It's Kenny Fam. Is y'all ready for another banger? Hey, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Like, comment, share, y'all. Join the family. Come join us. Hey, you right there, yeah. You that's looking YouTube, you hit that subscribe button. Hey, you too. Matter of fact, hey,
get
tell
your
them.
mama phone, get your daddy phone, subscribe.
Subscribe. Go ahead and push that subscribe button. Come join the family, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? We don't bite. But look, man, this video we gonna be. Listen, y'all. We gotta be reacting to 10 lottery winners
who are broker than broke.
So they was rich.
Comment down below if you play the lottery.
If you play the lottery, this might be interesting to you. So, even if you're a gambler, this might be interesting to you. But, Kenny fam, let's get into it, y'all.
What we would do with the money should we ever win the lottery. But while most of us think about all the wonderful things we would be able to afford, those who have actually been in the position have shown that things can go south pretty quickly. Statistics show that around 70% of lottery winners end up losing everything, and about a third even end up declaring bankruptcy. From crazy shopping sprees and bad investments to poor accounting and scams, here are 10 lottery winners who ended up being broker than broke. Marva Wilson was a great-grandmother when she won $2 million in the Missouri lottery in 2008, but sadly she soon became the target of a scammer. A family acquaintance named Freya Pearson sweet-talked Wilson and quickly made her way into Wilson's life and her bank accounts. She pretended to help her file a lien, offered to handle her taxes, and to establish a non-profit in her name. Pearson stole and spent all of Wilson's winnings, leaving the unfortunate lottery winner with nothing. With all the winnings gone, it was probably little consolation that Pearson was eventually sentenced to 5 years in prison for scamming the trusting old lady. Back in 2004, Sharon Tirabassi, a single mother on welfare, won a cool 10 million Canadian dollars in the lottery. She cashed her check from the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation and spent the money on things like a big house, fancy cars, designer clothes, lavish parties, exotic trips, handouts to family, and loans to friends. Thanks to her generous spending, it took less than a decade for Tirabassi to blow through all her lottery money and go back to her old life, back to riding the bus, working part-time, and living in a rented house. Tirabassi felt like her experience had been like a break from her life, telling the Hamilton Spectator that all of that other stuff was fun in the beginning. Now it's like back to...
I don't mean to stop the video. I know you're trying to get through it, I know you're trying to push through it, but listen, y'all just heard what he said about that lady. The lady said that her experience winning the lottery, she looked at it as a break from her regular life. A break from her regular life.
Well, that's because if y'all here, they ain't making investments.
What type of management is that like? Come on, y'all. Come on now.
Fortunately, she didn't spend all of her ultimately short-lived fortune on lavish things, but also put some of it in trusts for her 6 children, who would be able to claim the money as soon as they turned 26. 17-year-old Jane Park from Edinburgh, Scotland, became Britain's youngest Euro Millions winner in 2012 when she won £1 million with the first ticket she ever bought, but later said it ruined her life. Park even considered legal action against lottery bosses for negligence at one point. In 2018, at 22 years old, she claimed the money had made her life 10 times worse after she got in some legal trouble, including being charged with drunk driving at a McDonald's. Park lost a big part of her newfound fortune in some shady business, spending a whopping £100,000 on a top Harley Street doctor, for example, who was supposed to control her manic jealousy and turn her into wife material. The young winner lost an additional £100,000 in a doomed business venture with Edinburgh gangland boss Mark Richardson, and also spent more than £50,000 on various plastic surgeries, including a Brazilian bum lift and boob job, after becoming obsessed with glamorous celebrities on social media. Patty Bigby's story is surely one of the weirdest ones out there, as she went from winning $1 million in the lottery to getting arrested for trying to sell her 10-week-old grandson over Facebook for $75,000. Within 2 years, Bigby had blown all her lottery money and was so desperate for cash that she was eventually willing to accept $30,000 for the baby. But the story becomes even stranger. Apparently, Bigby's 22-year-old daughter Stephanie and mother of the baby boy was on board with the whole thing, and together they tried to sell the child to another one of Bigby's daughters, 26-year-old Danielle, who had been given up for adoption as a baby but whom Bigby had recently reconnected with on Facebook. Danielle decided to contact the authorities, however, even claiming that
Hey, it's me, your skin. I crave being clear
People
without
crazy,
irritation.
man. It's all about managing.
treats acne and allows me to heal.
It's all about managing.
That Bigby had also sold her to her adoptive parents and often blackmailed them for additional money by threatening to ask for the child back. Police made Danielle accept the deal and agree on a drop-off point where Bigby and her 42-year-old boyfriend were met by police and arrested upon showing up. The former millionaire was later sentenced to 5 years in prison for illegal sale of a child and communications fraud.
Damn.
David Lee Edwards was a convicted felon when he won $27 million in the Kentucky Powerball back in 2001, and he quickly went on an insane shopping spree, buying multiple cars, a house, a medieval armor and weapons collection, a private jet, racing horses that kept losing, and a Hummer golf cart for his daughter, among other things.
Racing horses.
Look, man, the goal is to invest in assets, not liabilities. You know what I'm talking about? That's all that it really is.
Within just 1 year, Edwards had spent roughly $12 million and contracted hepatitis from repeated drug abuse.
Look,
by 2000,
half of the 27 million gone. I'm talking about blew through it. Like, come on, bro.
And he got hepatitis.
That's what they said? Oh, yeah.
From the drugs.
Oh, yeah, he tripped. Everything he bought, immediately it depreciates. You feel me? Like, you buy a $100,000 Mercedes-Benz. As soon as you drive it the lot, it lose value. It's crazy.
all of his lottery winnings were gone. His wife had left him because he was broke, and he was forced to sell all of his belongings. Edwards ended up living in a storage unit where he died alone, surrounded by his own feces, owing thousands of dollars just 12 years after winning $27 million in the Powerball.
Let me win a Powerball.
Pete Kyle said it was like a dream when he won a £5.1 million jackpot on the National Lottery in the UK in 2005. The retired Royal Artillery...
I don't mean to keep stopping this video once again. Comment down below if y'all think the lottery is rigged. Because I really feel like the lottery is rigged. Like, okay, I see Pete Kyle and everybody else who won, but comment down below if y'all think the lottery is rigged. Because I truly, strongly believe that the lottery is rigged.
They have to let somebody win here and there, you know?
Yeah.
Gunner was convinced the money would change his family's life, and for a while it really did. They went on expensive vacations, he bought cars and boats, and moved from his average home into a luxury 5-bedroom mansion with a steam room, a bar, and a pool. But a mere 3 years later, Kyle was reportedly broke and on benefits after spending an unbelievable £4,600 a day, around $5,800 according to the Plymouth Herald. In addition to spending his money on luxury cars, pricey holidays, his mansion, and extensions and building works, Kyle had also given his kids quite a lot of cash and made some bad investments. So by 2008, he had lost everything and had to claim unemployment benefits. Lisa Arcand was a single mother living in Lawrence, Massachusetts, when she bought a lottery ticket in April 2004 that turned her into a millionaire a few days later. Like so many other lottery winners, Arcand started splurging immediately, starting with a party for 20 of her friends and family who ordered several $200 bottles of wine during the bash. She then enrolled her son in a private school with an annual tuition of $10,000, went on a few trips, and bought a new house. Next on her list was fulfilling her dream of buying and operating a hometown restaurant, but unfortunately it didn't even take 6 months until the seafood restaurant had to be closed due to financial woes. In addition to this, Arcand didn't think it was worth saving any of her lottery money or investing in a safer option, and she was eventually left with no option but to wait for her luck to turn around again. In 2005, Keith Goh won the equivalent of nearly $11 million with a lucky British lottery ticket, which turned his life completely upside down. He squandered all of his money away buying exotic cars, racehorses, and luxuries like stadium box seats. On top of that, conmen scammed him out of nearly $1 million, and just 2 years after winning the lottery, Goh split from his wife of 25 years. His life got completely out of control in a matter of just a few years, and in 2010, 5 years after becoming the seemingly lucky winner of nearly $11 million, the 58-year-old former baker's life came to a tragic end after he drank himself to death.
Oh, man.
Spend, spend, spend is what Viv Nicholson replied when asked what she and her husband Keith would do with the money he had won in the football pools in 1961. And that is exactly what the couple did. However, growing up in extreme poverty, they had no concept of how to manage or save money, and their constant and lavish spending sprees over the next few years quickly depleted their fortune. They purchased expensive sports cars, fur coats, clothing, home appliances, jewelry, vacation trips around Great Britain and abroad, and many other things, with Viv later admitting that she became so consumed by spending money that it was comparable to an addiction to narcotics. Sadly, Keith then died in a car accident, and within 4 years following the accident, Viv was penniless. She made many attempts to regain both her public profile and her lost wealth, even recording a single entitled Spend, 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 written by her brother, and appearing in a strip club singing Big Spender. However, Viv had become an alcoholic during her wealthy years, and it got a lot worse after losing everything. At one point, she even tried to kill
she looked like Chucky the Bride, Tiffany. Chucky the Bride. Look at
herself, but eventually became sober and converted to Jehovah's Witness. While the story of her and her husband's lottery win was turned into a play in the late 70s, Viv Nicholson never managed to regain her fortune and passed away in 2015, aged 79, after having a stroke and suffering from dementia. In 1998, John Roberts, a former security guard, won £3.1 million in the UK National Lottery, equivalent to £5.5 million or $6.8 million today. But he managed to lose everything in record-breaking speed and then blamed his friends for persuading him to make some bad investments. This included buying a pub, which as it later turned out never actually belonged to him since Roberts' name was never on the deeds. While the Edinburgh native celebrated his win with champagne in 1998, he splurged his fortune on supercars and dodgy investments so that his winnings were gone by 2001. And Roberts not only had to move into a mobile home, but was also around £20,000 in debt.
Damn, Robert. Come on, y'all.
Can we hit the lottery?
Come on, y'all. Y'all really getting, man. Look, y'all got, man.
The lottery is the worst thing that ever happened to them people. I bet.
Baby,
I bet you they would say it's the worst thing that ever happened to them was winning the lottery, because look how they handled it.
They handled it the wrong way. It wasn't the worst thing. They just was
like, yeah, if you win a lottery, you could buy you something, but don't splurge it all.
Can't splurge
on materials and beauty, and you know.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's like me, man. If I win 10 million US dollars, right? A lottery, whatever. Lottery hit for 15 million, or say lottery hit for 20 million, I walk away with 10. Boom. I'm for sure, nigga like me where I come, for sure spending 2 million. I ain't gonna lie, I'm for sure spending 2, but the other 8 million, that's all invested. You feel me? That's all invested, like, for sure, that's all invested. Oh, what you got? 7-Eleven, I got 7-Eleven over here, I got a smoke shop over here, I'm in real estate over here. You feel me? I got my own clothing brand. You feel me? I got my own little record label over here. I got
the Candy Fam on YouTube.
The Candy Fam on YouTube. You feel me? It's all gonna be invested, but I'm gonna blow 2 million. I ain't gonna lie.
Cause he gonna give me a BBL.
I'm gonna get you a BBL. I'm gonna go get me a Lambo. I'm gonna get you a Urus. I'm gonna blow 2 million. 2 million gone. You feel me? Before I even get in my hand. Candy Fam. Tell me in the comment section below, what would y'all do if y'all won the lottery right now? Right now, what would y'all do?
What would you do?
What would you do? Comment down below. Let me know. I want to know y'all.
What's the first thing you gonna buy?
The very first thing you gonna go out and buy. Let me know, cause I want to know. Anything you gotta say? Man, join the family, y'all. Join the family. Yeah, you right there. Yeah, join the family. Go ahead, hit that subscription. Subscribe right now.
Subscription.
Well, not subscription, but you know, same
Subscribe,
thing.
guys.
Subscribe, you guys. Kenneth fam.